All right, on today's broadcast of the Greatest Game podcast, we're going to talk about last Friday's matchup between Sleepy Eye United and Springfield. Before we get to the game, let's explain this podcast. Why do we start it? What's with the title? Well, it's because I'm a firm believer that in small town high school football is the greatest game. It's the best thing a teenage boy can be doing. Like many of you, I was the elementary kid going and running around crazy at games. Then you're the player. Then as you get older, you're the fan. Many of us become the parents of the players. And then I've had the very fortunate experience of being the coach and the official. With all that, no matter what stage I was at, after the game, I'm going home. Wow. This is the greatest game. So, enough about that. And what is the vision for this show? We're looking at bringing attention to anything and everything that's great about small town football. And it starts right here in Brown County. Will we branch out further than that? We'll see where this goes. But today, let's focus on last Friday's amazing game between Sleepy Eye United and Springfield. So, let's get to the build-up before this game started. Both teams, tons of hype, tons, because they're undefeated. Springfield is ranked second in state. They were state runner-up last year. Springfield came into this season, I'm sure they returned most of their players with tremendously high hopes. And then here's Sleepy Eye United, kind of the new team that they maybe were some unknowns about. And that's what all the intrigue was. This game had so much intrigue and hype because here's Sleepy Eye United. Thinking about this game since the summer. And this is their chance, coaches and players, to find out, are we on that level? Are we one of these teams that can seriously compete for a section title and go to state? We're going to find out at this game. And that's what made this so intriguing. Such a wonderful game. Let's talk about their resume before they came to this game. Who did they beat? So often we see with high school sports, rankings, I'm not a big fan of them. I'm sure no coaches are, because it comes down to who did you play before the game? Who have you played? Like Springfield. Springfield was 4-0, and two of those teams had winning records. Now, they beat Adrian Ellsworth 48-0. That wasn't even a close game, and Adrian has a winning record. So Springfield, before this game, hasn't really been tested. They haven't. So that's what we're looking for. Now, Sleepy Eye United, on the other hand, they got Tracy Milroy Ballatin at home. They got tested, and they won. That was an excellent Friday night game too. So that experience and being challenged, I think, is going to help them for this matchup. I think it really did help them. So that's those two teams, 4-0, both of them. Someone's going to lose their first game. Springfield, I don't think, has trailed yet this year. As a coach, you wonder, how's your team respond when they fall behind? Sleepy Eye United, they've trailed this year, but it wasn't long. Their very first game against Yellow Medicine, they're down 0-8 early, but I think went on like a 28-some point run after that, and it wasn't really close after that. So, yes, great stuff. The stats, they are scoring. Springfield is scoring a lot of points. A lot. They're averaging over 40 points a game. Their defense are giving up 14 a game coming into this game. Now, that has a lot to do with their style of play. Whereas Sleepy Eye scoring 28 points a game and giving up only 7. So, take that with a grain of salt. Who'd you play? Second halves, when you got big leads, both teams, I'm sure coaching staffs are rotating other players in, and it's not they're not on full throttle, so to speak. So just take that with a grain of salt. It's early in the season. But, after this game, you start, and after you reach the halfway point of the season, it becomes really clear which teams can legitimately compete for that section title and which teams cannot. And that's what we found out. We're going to find out when we talk about this game. So some other stats. I mean, turnovers. Neither team turns the ball over much. I mean, Springfield came into this game, 4 games, 4 turnovers. Sleepy Eye only turned it over 3 times in their previous 4 games. Penalties. I mean, I could say Springfield had 19 flags thrown out in the first 4 games and Sleepy Eye had 30. But, these are high school teams. And so there is tendency to have some flags. And take that with a grain of salt, too. Another big stat to look at going into this game, I think, is third down conversion. If you look on the season, their first 4 games, Springfield's converting 52% on their third downs. And Sleepy Eye United only 28%. Big games, that can be a factor. And we'll take a look at that as we move forward here. Also, rushing versus passing. I mean, you've seen the stats here on the TV here. They're basically a pass-heavy team, Springfield, but they can run the ball. And Sleepy Eye, very balanced too. So, just they have different styles of play. The biggest difference in their style of play is Springfield and this no huddle. They're running at least 20 more plays per game than Sleepy Eye. And probably most teams. Most teams don't do what Springfield does. They basically taken stuff we see in the college game and they brought it down to high school. And so this up-tempo, no huddle, come to line of scrimmage, everyone looks over the coach, go and run the play. They want to run a ton of plays, and it's a challenge to defend it. That, again, added to all the intrigue and hype. How would Sleepy Eye handle that style of play? Can they match up in space, speed-wise? Those are just probably questions ahead of time. So, and stopping the run, big games, both teams, can they stop the run? Well, they can. Against their opponents they played so far, but we'll see how Friday night's game goes. So, that was the build-up. This game was delayed, and most times when there's a delay, as a coach and fans, it kind of takes a little energy out of us, but not last Friday night. Part of it is only a 15-minute delay, but no, there's no draining of any energy on the Sleepy Eye side. I was on their sideline. I wasn't on Springfield's sideline. But yeah. Let's get to the game now. So now the game's starting. 15-minute delay. And here we go. First play of the game. Big run. Touchdown run by Sleepy Eye. Thrill, energy at the field was high. It was awesome. So I'm sitting there as the fan. And I'm watching Springfield after we just scored. In Springfield, not one bit of panic. That didn't seem to faze them at all. Springfield is a very confident team. You could tell just by the way they handled the first play and being down 0-8. First time trailing all year, I don't think they flinched one bit. This game, I think it's fair to say we should all take some time to appreciate what we saw Friday night. This game had it all. I mean, for a high school game, I just couldn't believe all the drama, excitement, great football we saw last Friday night. Take a look at that big run. Did this game have impressive catches by receivers? They love to throw the ball, especially Springfield. Yes. Take a look at this clip. Did this game have plays we rarely see? Oh yeah. First one comes to mind is we had a play. Springfield had the ball, threw a little bubble to a wide receiver in flat. And Sleepy Eye United's first guy comes in, wraps up great. The next guy comes in and rips the ball right out of him. Wow, this is such great football. I wish I could show you a clip of that. I don't have it. And then another rare play. Well, take a look. Okay, so this wonderful game going on. It's 16-14 at halftime. And that was the final. So what were some of the key elements that allowed Sleepy Eye to come out on top on this game? Well, let's talk about a few of them here. First one comes to mind is Springfield could have easily led at halftime. They had this long run, a flag thrown around the 10-yard line or so, 20-yard line, because the player scoring the touchdown taunted at the Sleepy Eye player. Well officiated. Great job by the officials on this play. Everyone saw it. And it ended up costing Springfield dearly because they didn't score. They lost a touchdown due to a penalty. Now, ironically, same thing happened to Sleepy Eye in third quarter. Their case was a holding penalty, and they never scored after that. So I thought the refs did a wonderful job. And I thought, shout out to the coaches. I never saw a coach on either side really get upset at a ref. Our refs did a wonderful job. And I'm a ref. I think they did a great job too. So shout out the coaches for a great job of respecting those officials. And the players. I thought the players did a great job respecting the officials. That was just part of the greatness of last Friday night. Next key play. The PATs. They're huge, right? Pointing out touchdowns. And earlier in the year, Sleepy Eye really was struggling with their PATs. I mean, I think there's one point about third way through the third game of the year, and they're like 2 for 9 on getting their PATs. So coming into this game, that's huge. Close games, they usually are the difference, and they were today. That game, excuse me. So, yeah, 2 for 2 by Sleepy Eye in their PATs. Springfield, 1 for 2. Huge, huge. Turnovers. Springfield had 5 turnovers this game. They came, like I said, they came into this game not turning the ball over. They turned it over against Sleepy Eye. Sleepy Eye had 2 turnovers themselves, so both teams going against just playing better competition. So that impacted the turnover margin. But Sleepy Eye United, outstanding. There was 3 interceptions in the second half. Combination of getting pressure on their quarterback, D-backs doing a heck of a job. Huge, huge. Third down conversion. I said that would be huge in a big game, and it's big. Like I said, Springfield came in this game 52% on third down. They were 2 for 11. Why was this such a low-scoring game? Why did no one score in the second half? These third down conversions. Sleepy Eye United was 1 for 12 on third down. Hard to score points when you can't convert on third down. And the last and equally important impact on the outcome of this game, special teams. Sleepy Eye United, twice, the snap to the punter went over his head. Once in his end zone, once midfield. In both cases, the punter was able to recover the ball and get a decent punt off. It was crazy. Oh my gosh. If you got ability to rewatch these plays, rewatch them. It's huge. Those were tremendous impact on the outcome of this game. Huge. Like I said, the ones in their end zone. I mean, it could have easily been a Springfield touchdown. So those were those keys to that game that was just, wow. Again, you got a chance to rewatch this game. Oh my gosh. Absolutely. Just unbelievable high-quality football for a high school Friday night football. We're spoiled. We were spoiled. So what's next? What do we learn? Friday night showed Sleepy Eye United is right, they're above. They're above, they beat Springfield. Them and Springfield, neck and neck, are the 2 teams in Section 2 that are absolutely in the driver's seat for winning a section title and going to state. Now, there is a third team right there near them, Tracy Milroy Ballatoon, who would love to play Sleepy Eye United again. If healthy, that could be a really interesting game too. But that's on the big picture looking down the road. Those 3 teams, they're there. They got legit chance at this section title. The others, they don't. The remaining schedule for both teams, both have Windham left and Martin County West left, and those aren't, based on their records, very good teams. St. James, Springfield has St. James, Martin County West, and Windham. They should end the season 7-1. Sleepy Eye United, Martin County West, Windham, and then intriguing at Adrian. That would be interesting. They should be favored, but they'll have to play well. They're in the driver's seat. So good luck to both teams. I think the excellent chance we see these teams again in the playoffs. Wow, I cannot wait. I'm sure you can't wait. So that does it for today's show. Thank you for watching. And again, this show is all about everything that's wonderful and awesome about small town high school football. See you next time.